by all our supporters. Mainfreight, of course, also Toyota still and Wet and Forget. And we also get assistance from New Zealand Rugby. First up for Mid-Canterbury against North Otago. North Otago, one of the great stories of the Heartland Championship, but this season they've only qualified in 8th place.
Hi everybody, well we've got to the semi-final stage of provincial rugby in New Zealand today, and Mainfreight Rugby brings you a Mitre10 Heartland Semi-Final in Ashburton. North Otago have come up to play Mid-Canterbury. Now North Otago haven't had a lot of success this year. They've got into the Lochore Cup by the skin of their teeth, but don't take any notice of that. North Otago as a province have played a lot of semis and a lot of finals. They've had a lot of experience in this, and they're led by a wily old campaigner in Ralph Darling. Mid-Canterbury, on the other hand, disappointing in Timaru last week. They lost their opportunity to play in the Meads Cup, but they're into another meaningful competition with the Lochore Cup, and I would say that these guys will be really, really determined. Anything less than a Lochore Cup victory this year, and they won't deem that to be a very satisfactory season. Ollie, it's your first year in this sort of stuff. How are you enjoying it?
Oh, loving it, Jock. It's been a good year actually. I've quite enjoyed the level of rugby. It's a big step up from club rugby. I think my game personally has improved big time. Jowls and Dunners and Pulse have put a lot of time and effort in, and I think they've helped out, and I've learned a heap. So just looking forward to playing today and putting it to work.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for travelling around the country and seeing how other teams play and getting involved in different styles.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it is good. You see a bit of New Zealand that you probably wouldn't normally see, which is cool, and see how other teams do it.
Yeah. Jordan, you're a good Southland stock. What do you think of this Heartland Rugby?
Oh, I think it's great, Jock. Yeah, no, like covered before, you get around the country and play heaps of different teams, and it's quite a good level too. So myself personally, I'm really enjoying it, and no, it's good to meet a good bunch of blokes as well. So awesome, makes the footy even better.
Yeah. It's a great day for rugby today. What have you got in store for North Otago?
I think we've had a pretty good training this week, so hopefully we can bring quite fast and try and stretch them to the width, and really expand our game. It's just sticking those passes and little things what we've been really working on. So hopefully we can just bring a hundy today, and all the boys just get right into it.
James, this is an exciting day.
It is an exciting day. Playoff footy's always good. We were disappointed last week with the result, but we've had a good week this week, and we're coming back, and we're really keen to get the Lochore Cup under our arm hopefully after this game.
Yep. How are you going to play these guys today?
We've identified a couple of weaknesses. They're a wee week out wide, so we're looking to play an expensive game, get the ball moving, and hopefully hold on to our opportunities. We missed out last week with a few opportunities, so yeah, we're looking for an open game.
Yeah. Got the North Otago co-coach Nigel Walsh with me now. Nigel, welcome to Ashburton. What's North Otago got in store for Mid-Canterbury today?
Oh, hey, Jock, it's just a great day to be here, isn't it? It's sun shining, so we're looking to open it up and have a crack, you know. We see that we've got nothing to lose today. We're just going to go out there and try and play some footy like we have been trying to all year, but haven't just quite clicked it as yet. Yeah. So hopefully today's the day.
Yeah. Probably hasn't been a hugely successful seasons for North Otago, but all that's gone before today doesn't matter a hoot. This is a one-off game, so the boys will be well aware of that.
Correct, one-off game, and we still can still get something out of the season if we have a win today, get in the final, and who knows what happens in finals. So today it's about just putting it on the park and trying to get the big W, and then moving on to next week if we get that opportunity.
You'll be hoping that bloody Norwester doesn't come up again like 2 years ago.
Well, yeah, we don't want to see any kicks going over the halfway and then coming back over the dead ball again, but hey, look, it is a beautiful day, and I think you'll see two sides here that want to attack today, and hopefully we'll see a good entertaining game.
Yeah, remember that day when the wind blew? Oh, I do, a few years ago. Here come the visitors, North Otago. Good, strong backline, lots of speed out there, but it's up front where they really have their big guns. Ralph Darling, the captain and number 1, is experienced, and he's good as well. And Matt Duff, playing on the open side flank today, will have his work cut out stopping the very good inside-back combination of Mid-Canterbury. Mackenzie and Percival really drive this team around, and Catherwood outside them does it, and some fast flyers in the outside backs as well. Up front, well, there's size and there's experience, but really, at this stage of the season, it's time for the Mid-Canterbury guys to stand up. 5 wins and 3 losses for them in the season so far. And as you heard in Jock Ross's voice, I don't know that the locals are all that happy with that as a result so far.
Well, they were happy with the home advantage.
Yep.
It means that they've done pretty well through the majority of the season. I tell you what, there's going to be an onslaught from North Otago. Ooh, and Mitre10 for the mid-Canterbury defence.
That is how you say stop. Tavita Ula with the big tackle. Mackenzie's kick goes towards the touchline. Darling struggling, and Percival's onto it. And over he goes, James Percival. He's a try-scoring machine, the first 5. That's his 8th try so far this year.
Now, I'm not sure why Ralph Darling, the loose head prop, was back there. His positional play was outstanding. We hadn't got back from the previous ruck, but that there, the turnover tackle and the wet and forget replay, set it up, made a statement for mid-Canterbury in the chip. And of course, we can see playing in excellent conditions. The bounce, the ball is going to go everywhere. Ralph Darling, well, he's a great ball player, but on that occasion didn't get to it, didn't catch it on the fly.
Well, he was covering for his winger, Camo, the man who got hit in that tackle, so he was doing some great work in cover defence, covering a hole.
And Percival scooted under, conversion made.
Overthrown by North Otago, but they've got the ball bouncing their way, and in fact, the players running their way as well. Well, that's an error, and they've capitalised on it and scored.
Lemmy Marsoe, quick as you like on the wet and forget replay. It wasn't error. The bounce for the ball was there, but you have to be there by the bounce. Marsoe is so strong, so powerful. He'll be in line for that Heartland 15 that's named later on during the week. Get some treatment at home from the physio. How come he always gets first onto the table?
Yeah, good point. Smith is the halfback. Good tackle in midfield.
They
But
wanted
they
the offload,
continued it
though.
on. Lovely offload, and it's Lily Thama who takes it ahead. Here's Darling.
Gee, he can run and run and run.
Heck of a stepper for a prop forward.
And work rate. Very good work rate, the co-captain.
Smith again. There's space out wide here if they can get it fast enough. 3 on 2. Mapusanga, the loose forward, is hovering on the wing. He had a man spare as well, and Max goes in for one.
Gee, that's some class rugby from North Otago. They burst up the midfield, so wonderful offload from Marsoe. They went the same way with Darling, then had those numbers on the right-hand side. They really are. They know how to play at this end of the season, North Otago.
Now, North Otago are the visitors here. They're the team that finished 8th place. That's the last qualifiers for the semi-finals in the Heartland Championship, and they're giving mid-Canterbury a little bit of a lesson here. They really are, as they drive now towards the line yet again.
Gee, I tell you what, the score here going to, what, a 12-point lead at half-time was huge.
Exactly.
Pick and drive, there's some hard work. It's over.
And over he goes. Was that Mapusanga again?
Well, Sierra, I think it might have been the big winger. Was it the left winger? Might have gone in there. Gee, they're doing some hard work. Doesn't matter who it was. I'll tell you what, in today's rugby, you don't tell the difference between a left winger and a loose forward.
Matthew Vauthier, the winger, went to help the forwards with their job. And here's Craig Smith with the conversion attempt. Too much under the ball there, but what a lead for half-time. 20 points to 8 as they head to the sheds. The North Otago fans will be happy, but there's plenty of talk from the mid-Canterbury folk because the lollies so far belong to North Otago, and there are the grumpy locals, the president and all his men. Oh, big scrum this. Big scrum from North Otago. And away goes Smith. Robbie Smith ducks under one. Whoa, put that one down to the front 8. Numbers 1 through 8 get 9 across the park. What a try.
North Otago scoring just before half-time, straight after half-time. So 2 tries on the space of, 5-10 minutes on a wet and forget replay. And the co-captain, Robbie Smith, on the back of some outstanding work. Great work, certainly on the tight head side for North Otago. Gee, that is a killer blow in this little period of play.
Well, it might just be. Some real work ahead of mid-Canterbury now. The game's been played down mid-Canterbury's end for a heck of a lot of it, far too much of it, for the liking of the home team and the home fans. Smith again.
Well, this is a huge period here. They cannot let North Otago score in this passage of play. Scoreboard pressure is just getting too intense.
It is. And now the pressure of territory is much the same.
Oh, here we go.
Mapusanga.
Gee, look at this.
Oh, what a burst. What strength, what speed, and what vision to see the space. Max Mapusanga goes in for his second, and surely that's the game.
34-8 at this stage, still plenty of time on the clock. You can see Darling there wanting the ball. They knew there was an opportunity, but the athletic Mapusanga, the number 6, so explosive. She went through some good defenders here too, to be fair. But Canterbury haven't been the worst defensive team this year, and he just went through them like a knife through butter.
High on the line out goes Duff, Eric Duff.
This is their chance, really is. Mid-Canterbury need to score, and they need to score quickly.
Good drive, good try. Very, very good try. Rigdon gets the dot down, the replacement hooker. Is this the start of a miraculous comeback by Mid-Canterbury?
Might be good link to the drive too. Good positional play too by referee James Dolman out there, one of the upcoming referees around the country. Also acts as a pretty good courier, bringing back our tapes from the South Island. So thank you, James.
Mid-Canterbury, they've scored one try today from the rolling maul from the line out. And can we put our money on another one? I'd say we can. Same man, Brendan Ridgen, gets in there again. Well, it's closing up, but with only 4 minutes to go and 2 scores needed by Mid-Canterbury, I think North Otago could be safe.
Yeah, this is their field position they hadn't had all game, really, Mid-Canterbury. They have the last 10 minutes, but then again, North Otago with such a comfortable lead made a button off, and they are off to the Lochore Cup Final.
36-24, so that is the result that was unexpected. North Otago get up, and they win this semi-final in the Lochore Cup.
Victorious North Otago captain Ralph Darling with me now. Ralph, you'd be very pleased with that effort.
Definitely very delighted. Just hasn't been quite our year this year, so it's nice to come away and get a result like this, especially away to a good Mid-Canterbury side.
Yeah, well, you just sort of snuck in 4th place, but that doesn't make any difference on the day. It's what happens on the day.
Definitely, these are one-off games, and the teams that can execute and are more accurate will be the ones that go through. And today, I think we executed and we were just a little bit more accurate.
I never could talk with a mouth guard in. Tell you what, we're off to the Lochore Cup semi-final, the second one. Winner of that game gets to host North Otago in the final. That's where we're going when we come back on Mainfreight Rugby. Sports, so look out for them, and of course we'll have full highlights here on Mainfreight Rugby next week for you. Who will stand their ground? Who will finish the season with the silverware? Will it be Wanganui or Bulla? Will it be King Country or North Otago? One of those games is perhaps a little easier to call than the other, but we've seen plenty of upsets already this season in the Mitre10 Heartland Championship, and we've brought it all for you right here on Mainfreight Rugby.
Mainfreight Rugby.